Hey y'all, so I'm getting ready to work on the cushions for the boat. When I say the cushions for the boat, I mean inside the boat. I'm going to eventually do cushions for the cockpit, but not right now. It's not on my budget. Because if you've made cushions before, you know it can get a little pricey. So I'm about to take this patterning material, I got this from Joann's. I'm going to trace out how big my cushions need to be size-wise. Yes, I did do measurements, but honestly, I don't know how much I trust my measurements. So I'm going to use this, which is what, when you watch the Sellrite videos, which is what I'm basing how to do my cushions off of. They use this patterning material. As you can see, you can see through it. So when you trace with a Sharpie, you'll be able to see exactly where how big your cushions need to be and the shape they need to be. And my cushions get a little funky in the salon, especially on this side, which is the port side. And I'm sitting where they would be, but we had plywood underneath them. It was stapled to it. They were there for a long time. What I'm just going to do, I'm not going to staple it to it. I was going to snap fasten it to it, but I'm only going to do that on one part of the cushions. I'll show you that later. But I'm going to get styrofoam board. It's like a plywood styrofoam. I'll explain that better when I buy it and show y'all. But that's going to go underneath to cover up these lockers that are underneath the cushions. So yeah, it's hot in here, South Florida, so yeah, let's get started. I'm going to take some of this tape and tape it up on the sides since I don't have a bottom piece. That way I have the right measurements. Instead of having this as two cushions, I'm going to make one big cushion from here to all the way down there. I'm going to take my Sharpie, outline it, but I am going to still use two pieces of wood or the styrofoam, whichever one we end up using underneath for the two different locker compartments. So, yeah. The tracing. This is after I traced. I only had a silver Sharpie, so I can see it. I don't know how well y'all can see it. And then you gotta be sure to write on here so you know which cushion it is. This is my port side, and this is going the long ways, which I know what that means.
All in all, I traced out 5 cushion patterns. These included 2 on the port side, the bottom and back on the starboard side, and 1 for our nav station.
Okay, it's hot. Excuse me sweating. But I just finished tracing out all the salon cushions. I got one more left, which is our nav station. But this is what I did, as you could see. My Sharpie did start dying on me. Hopefully this does work. Like I said, I do have measurements, which I will compare the measurements that I took some couple months back before we pull the boat out from the water and put it on the hard. But hopefully this works, and I will show y'all, keep showing you my steps. But please either feel free to take the advice, don't take the advice. I'm not professional, I'm just obviously doing what I found in my research on how to do these steps, which, like I said, a lot of that came from watching other sailing YouTube channels as well as watching Sailrite how-to videos. So fingers crossed, say a little prayer for me that I don't fuck these cushions up. Excuse my language. Alright, let's get right to making cushions. So these are my pattern material traced outline of the cushions. So you can see exactly how they look. So this is the foam I ordered. It's 4 inches thick by 24.5, I believe, inches wide and 10 foot long. I have my patterning material laid on top. I do have foam lock adhesive spray I'm gonna have to use because, as you can see, the foam's not quite long enough, and especially with that one too, it hangs off some. So I'm gonna have to cut this extra right here and lock it in and attach it, which you can see that's what they did to make this 10 foot long right there. Thankfully, I used to live in South Florida, so I have a good amount of friends down here in South Florida that are willing to lend me their house, so I have the space to make the cushions. Thank you, Ashley, so much. That's whose house I'm in right now. She's letting me use the space that she's not using in her house. And yeah, this is gonna be very interesting. Like I've told y'all, I have never made boat cushions before. I'm learning from watching Sailrite videos and other YouTube channel videos. But right now I have the foam laid out. I'm getting ready to cut it and spray lock together when I need to. And I have batting material I'm going to wrap around the cushions to help give them that round feel, and as well as help them be more cushiony, more comfortable. Since this is going to be in the salon, they are going to have a lot of butt traffic, I should say. A lot of action sitting and laying on these bad boys. So hopefully I do them right. Like I said, I do have measurements which I'm going to use, but I'm also going to use my trace out patterning material right here to help me as well. So what I believe I'm going to do is when I cut, which I am using an electric knife because I don't have a hot knife yet, plan on getting one. I'm going to cut just inside my lines as I am adding that batting material because that's going to plump it up a little bit more. So wish me luck, and here we go. Okay, so what I'm doing is taking these things that you use for sewing, these, and I'm using it to hold down my patterning material so when I cut the foam it'll stay there. Electric knives work a lot better than I thought they were going to work.
When I started to cut the foam, I had to get a little creative. So I used my friend Ashley's kitchen countertops and bar stools to help hold the foam up. And when all else failed, she helped me out. Thanks a lot, Ashley.
Don't fuck Okay, so this didn't come out too bad. I did screw up this side that I gotta fix, but overall,
Let's see the room.
didn't come out too bad. Not too bad at all.
Your bottles up here?
I'll fix that corner and onward. Nav station. I think this one actually came out good. Ish. Okay, so I just cut my last piece of foam, and unfortunately I have to bond this to this piece for the back part for our starboard salon cushions. And I have this 1633 foam lock spray I got from Cellerite. All you do is just shake it, spray this side, and spray where you're attaching it, hold it together, and it'll bond. And see how well that works. Okay, got them sprayed. I'm going to stick them together. Wow, this is really sticky. These are my finished foam cutouts right here. This is still a little sticky. This is the one I just glued. Still sticking, but it's pretty good on there. Like I said, I'm not a professional, so these are not perfect. And they'll be more rounded on the edges and look more like cushions once I put the batting material on. Okay. Alright, now that I have all my foam cut out, my next step is taking this polyester batting material and wrapping it around the cushions, except for on one side where I'm going to be putting the zippers for the cushions, because I don't want the zippers to get caught in this material. So I've been watching a Cellerite how-to video like I have mentioned, so that's where I'm getting this from. I have 10 yards and then 5 yards, so I have 15 altogether to work with my foam, and it's going to give the cushions that rounded edge. So let's do this. And what this material does is it helps give your cushions a little bit of extra comfort. So I'm going to leave a little extra hanging. I know it's probably hard to see, but I can cut that off. And you can just use regular scissors to cut this material. Okay. And I can pull this to make it fit. Just kind of sticking to the foam. And see, I'm going to leave space right here. And this will be the side the zipper will go on. Okay, so I've rounded and cut off the extra. Now I'm going to take the foam lock spray that I used previously, which is very sticky because I got a little bit on my finger and all this stuff sticking to it. including anything else that can bind my finger. It's all sticking to it, so this stuff is very, very sticky, so be careful when you're using any type of adhesive foam lock spray. But I'm just going to lift this up, I'm going to spray underneath the batting and on top of the foam, and then rub my hands over it, let it get nice and sticky, bond together. Like I said, that way it's not shifting around in the cushions. And then I'll do the sides, even where the zipper's going to go, I'm going to pull over and pull up and lock that in too. Okay, here goes nothing. Okay, so the last step in doing this batting material is the sides, which I might have to cut a little bit off because I don't think I cut enough off. You do the same thing you did before. Spray this on the batting, spray it on the foam, push it together, kind of get that curved look. As you can see, it's starting to have the curved shape. That's all you do. Okay, so I just finished adding the batting material. Some are a lot prettier than others because, of course, last one I ran out of the foam lock spray, so I had to improvise. But they look good. My stickies are to tell me what cushions are what. Now it's time for the really hard part, sewing. Least favorite. This is what they look like right now.
Stay tuned for our next episode when I try my hand at sewing together fabric for the salon cushions. Be sure to follow along with our adventures by subscribing to our channel. If you'd like to know when we release new videos, click that bell. If you liked this episode, be sure to give us a thumbs up and comment down below to say hello. Thanks for watching, y'all.
Are you going batshit crazy with that?